do a video. Oh, it's a bit windy here. I'm on my road where I live, just making sure that the camera's not too blurry. Not the one yet. So this is where I live. This is my house. I'm very blessed. I have a lovely house, and this is my hobby. I have restoring Volkswagen vehicles. This is the latest one, and it's a 1967 right-hand drive Volkswagen. I wanted a 1967 because that was the year I was born. Well, it was important to me. So the thing that happened is basically the engine started running badly. I'm going to show you the engine. Whoa! Let's show you the engine. I know you're probably not into cars, but it's a 1600 twin port engine. It originally was a 1300 but was converted, and this had to come out. So to take this out, we had to remove this back valance, this bumper. It was only 4 bolts and a few wires and a petrol connection, and then we wheeled the engine out, and bit by bit I changed every part on this engine. So I changed the distributor, the carburetor, the manifolds, there's 3 manifolds, an inlet manifold, carburetor, the coil, the spark plugs, and nothing was working. I couldn't get it to run properly, so in the end I decided that the engine had to come out, and we removed the heads, which were full of coke, all coked up. And should we start? I'll just see. So we decoked the heads, we relapped the valves. This is her inside. She does have a bed, so we can go camping. Let me just see if it'll start for us. Oh yes, she starts lovely. I'll just show you the inside. So this, let's have a look. This bit in the big table in the middle drops down and it turns into a bed, so you can sleep in here. And there's some cooking equipment in storage. She's a beautiful, beautiful vehicle, and of course, taking care of business. There you go. And even on the back, taking care of business. Can you see that, guys? Both sides, taking care of business. It goes without saying. Home is where the heart is. So there's the engine. It's running lovely. She's had new pistons, new piston pots, new piston rings, and it's took me nearly 3 weeks to do it. Lovely. So I'm very, very proud. But the annoying part was, guys, because of it, I've hardly made any videos. I've still done my lives every morning. I still do the lives, but I haven't been able to make hardly any proper videos with old footage and pictures of Elvis. So there she is. She's absolute beauty. I drive her all the time. I drive her most days. I don't drive her in the rain. So anyway, let's go back to the Elvis stuff. So today I decided I was going to do a video all about all the different girlfriends that Elvis has had, going right back to 1957. I have actually done a video of a few of the girlfriends Elvis had before 1957. I forget the names. It's one called Magdalene. He actually faked a marriage by faking his parents' marriage certificate. Did you know about that, guys? Quite a sweet story. And I did a video all about that. So I found this site on Google, and as I was going through all the different girlfriends, I literally couldn't believe all the different names, because I didn't know them all. Obviously we all know like the famous ones like Priscilla and Margaret and Anita Wood and June Junico. I think even Natalie Wood. We know the well-known ones, but there was quite a few names there that I didn't recognise that I think were co-stars most of the time that were also famous. And we know that Elvis liked the blonde bombshell, so the sort of Marilyn Monroe lookalikes. I didn't know that he'd seen Diana Dawes. Had he though, or is it just a rumour? I know some of the names I found were possibles, they weren't definites, but he definitely had his fair share of relationships with many different starlets and people between 1957, 56 probably actually. You know what, I bet you from about 55 right until 1977. Obviously we all know about Linda Thompson, who is one of my favourite, and Ginger Oldham, which I personally think he wasn't with her long enough. I know that they supposedly were engaged and they were going to get married at Christmas. I'm not sure if I'm completely convinced about that relationship because she was so young, but also they didn't really know each other, did they? They didn't live together. And Elvis was very unwell. So I think any of the decisions Elvis was making when he was that unwell and he was quite heavily medicated, do I actually think he was serious about Ginger Oldham? I'm not sure. What do you guys think? I know some of you out there think that he was going to marry Ginger Oldham and really like her. I mean, she does seem lovely, but I'm not convinced. Whereas with Linda Thompson, I just think, I know they spent together every day for the first year of the romance, and that she was a good Memphis girl with a similar upbringing. Well, actually, no, not similar upbringing, a similar background in Memphis. Because, of course, she didn't grow up in Mississippi, Tupelo. I did like her. She seemed very down to earth. She's obviously intelligent and beautiful. And I do think Linda Thompson genuinely loved Elvis. But she wasn't going to put up with him being unfaithful. And he would go off, and then there would be long periods where she just didn't see him, and she would hear things, different women that he was dating, and she knew it, that he was clearly dating other women, and she knew that he couldn't change. She couldn't live with his lifestyle, but also with the prescribed medication and the eating habits, she just knew that it wasn't a long-term thing. She was very worried and quite sad, really, because I know she loved him, and I think she found it difficult to leave. And whenever I watch her being interviewed, it's always very touching. She always says beautiful things about Elvis. She says he was the most beautiful man that ever lived, and you just couldn't take your eyes off him. And I think when she saw him later in life, after they'd split up, because they were together for 4 years, I think, she couldn't believe how much he had changed in such a short period of time. Because when she met him, he was still looking his best and still quite well. But I think he very quickly became unwell after they split up. But I was very surprised with the amount of different women Elvis dated. And these were just on this one website. And I have found another website. I do like Elvis Australia, and I'm going to go through that. And that one lists all the different girlfriends that Elvis had. This too, and I was going to go through that. I actually think you'll find the video I did, the live that I did this morning, quite interesting. I'm trying to do things where we learn together. So because I'm still very new to learning about Elvis and my channel, I want to learn with you guys so we can both learn together, and you guys can help teach me, because many of you know a lot more than I do. Many of you, especially the ones of you that grew up around Elvis in the 50s, 60s and 70s, and have a very good memory, and you can tell me things that I could never learn because you were there. And a lot of these old news clips that I'm finding and these old interviews that go way back to the 70s and 80s, a lot of you remember them quite well. And it's like, you know, the series I did on Priscilla Presley, talking about her career decisions after her and Elvis split up, and after Elvis passed away, and after her shop, her boutique, Biss and Bow, I think it was called, shut down, and she decided to go more into the entertainment industry. I know she did a bit of advertising for a while with the Hella shampoo, was it? And then the perfume brand, I'm not sure what the perfume brand was called. But she eventually, you could see, she decided that she was going to have a career in entertainment, so in films and TV, and which doesn't surprise me, because I do think Priscilla loves attention and she loves fame. I really do think that. So she took the decision to make, is it that film that's called Love is Forever, which I haven't watched yet, but it's free on YouTube. And then you had those amazing animals, which is quite interesting to watch, and it's there on YouTube, guys, if you're interested. She looks stunning in it and beautiful, and she does a good job of it, I think. And then you've got the 2 series of Fall Guy called Manhunter, which are there on YouTube if you want to watch them. And then obviously the one we all know, the 2 that we all know, is the Dallas, and she did that, I think, from 83 to 88, I think. And we did like Dallas, didn't we? I think by the time Priscilla got in it, it started to lose part of its interest. And then you've got what happened after Dallas? I'm just trying to think. Oh yes, the Naked Gun films. Was it Naked Gun 1, then Naked Gun 2.5, and then Naked Gun 3 1/3? They were funny, mind. They were. And it is nice to see someone who's quite serious doing a comedy role. Now, did any of them give her like decent credibility as an actress that was going to go on to make serious movies? No way. Come on. Priscilla was never going to make a really good serious movie. She was never going to be a top-rated actress. She was always going to be a B-movie type actress. She had the looks, but she just didn't have that thing that you need, I don't think, to be a star. She didn't have that star appeal, but she does have her own sort of glow. I will give her that. If anything, I would say that the role of her promoting Elvis and promoting Graceland, you know, starting right back in the 80s, probably suited her. I think probably for the first 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, I think she was accepted in that role of promoting Graceland and promoting Elvis's legacy. But I would say in the last 20 years, she's built up a lot of anger and upset, and people have got fed up with Priscilla, and she really did ruin things. She really did ruin things with the Riley Keough lawsuit. That upset so many people. She really is hated at the moment, and which I think is quite sad, because I don't like hate, and I do find it difficult where I get constant messages really ripping into Priscilla, even though I understand that she has made many mistakes and done so many things wrong. But I also think she's done a lot of good for Elvis as well, because you can't spend your life, 40 years of your life, promoting Elvis without doing good. But yes, some of the things she says has done harm as well, so it's a real difficult one for me. But you know, anything promoting Elvis in a good way is a good thing. I think the main people that promote Elvis is the fans. Yeah, we keep Elvis's legacy alive, don't we? Because we love everything. We love anything Elvis. That's the truth of it. So I did think of a new idea. Oh yes, someone messaged me about a woman called Elizabeth Presley, being a a secret daughter that Elvis and Priscilla had. Now, do any of you believe this? I did start looking it up on YouTube. Elizabeth, I can't remember her middle name. Do you believe it? Do any of you believe that that Elizabeth was his daughter? And then there's the other one that I've seen is Desiree Presley. Do any of you believe any of these people that say that they are Presley's children? Now, when you think about the amount of relationships Elvis had, you do think that there's a possibility that he could have had a child that we don't know about. But what do you think, guys? And this Liz Presley has based herself in Memphis now. I know she's originally from Kent in the UK. So please let me know if you've heard of any other names of people that think they're Elvis's children. And I thought I would do a video just sort of exploring the fact that he may have other children, just out of interest, just something to look into. So I'm trying to find different subjects to do my lives. I do like to find a new topic rather than always talking about Priscilla. So that's it, guys. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. We're just on my road. You can see my kid. One of my kids is at the back there, playing away. And thankfully, at the moment, there's nothing much to do on my camper. I think I need to adjust the brakes. That's only going to take me an hour. I'm not doing it today because I don't feel like it. I actually went for a heart scan today, and the doctor told me that my heart is in great condition. That was good. Anyway, guys, all the best to you. I'll give you a wave, and I'll do it live in the morning.